Third Superbike race for Phillip Island, the fastest circuit on the calendar. It has lead at least one lap yesterday that we could add to our mere 3.
We saw in yesterday's race, Lowe's looking really strong on that number 22 Kawasaki. Front row start for him, and in these changeable conditions of yesterday, I feel that he's got a good chance in this one, but it is going to be coming down to who's out there.
Negates that really working as a strategy over the course of a 10-lap race.
Wet in the early stages for the first few laps, by 7-8 laps in, water off the line on the run down towards Stoner Corner. So then you've got an intermediate tyre and then a slick tyre. No one's going to be out in the slick tyre, you'd imagine. It's too risky at this stage, although you might have it where someone like
is making their way round towards the start line. This is Alvaro Bautista. He's actually on Ducati machinery. Only the 5th time this season that he's been off the post.
And for Alvaro in these conditions, it works in his perhaps.
Make their way round as well, so vital now. See the sun shining. You wouldn't believe that we're talking in terms of a wet race, but the downpour was completely the opposite just a few minutes before we were due to. Just as we prepare to get underway, the warm-up lap now completed with Alvaro Barrids. Bacon slot for Phillip Ertl, who we've said has made his way into the pits.
And Scott Redding as well.
Yes, Scott. The final Tersungkur race of this 2022 season gets underway. So good start there from Toprak Razgatlioglu. He almost bumps Alex Lowe's out of the way in the run down towards turn number 1. Poor start from Alvaro Bautista, and it's Andrea Locatelli who picks it up from Pata Yamaha. He's already up into P4, so ahead of both of those KRT riders. Now of Bautista, low through on the inside. Vieque trying to go the long way round. Excellent. Gerloff now being bumped backwards down the order. It looks like Michael Fast now up into.
Imagine are on the intermediate tyre. We know that the few riders pit as well out there on slicks, but you can see how much time you're losing at this stage for Bautista. It's about playing that long game.
Yes, long game as far as Alvaro Bautista is concerned in the lap to get through. Now for 2nd position, and Jonathan Ray is completely opening lap. It's Toprak Razgatlioglu who leads. Alex Lowe's closing him down. Jonathan Ray in 3rd position. Andrea Locatelli in 4th. Fantastic is up for him in race 1. The same in the Superpole race, but just the same.
The gap that they've opened up over everyone else at this stage. For Alvaro Bautista, the gamble to use slicks. He's 6 seconds off the race lead right now. 2-3 seconds a lap slower, so it's not going to be a massive margin.
Some use of dry weather tyres. He's going to already be out of contention. He's down in 14th position for BMW, but he is beginning to fall back, having already been picked off up into 5th position. Lowe's versus Razgatlioglu up at the head of the field for the final slipstream behind Alex Lowe's as they head down towards turn number 1. They're 3 abreast. It's a Yamaha sandwich. Toprak Razgatlioglu, the meat.
Switch on to slick tyres. We'll keep an eye on what the times are like for everyone. I think is one of them, but times still slower than what the race leaders are.
Now back up into 11th position. He's 9 seconds down on Bautista.
See the thread tyres there on the rear end of Alex Lowe's, so to give up so much time to make your pit stop. 63 seconds is the pit intervention time here, so Van der Mark's not going to have a chance in this one.
Jonathan Ray, fastest man around. Lap number 3. It's a 10-lap shootout, remember, this Superpole race. Watch now for Jonathan Ray. He's side by side with Toprak. He sweeps across his path, under braking at the end of the Gardner Straight and through Derwent Corner, and it is Razgatlioglu.
Turn 1, but for Toprak, can he really?
Vieque is in on the 2 Yamahas in 4th and 5th positions. Andrea Locatelli and Garrett Gerloff. It's Lowe's who leads from Ray. It's Razgatlioglu for 4th position. Gerloff coming back at him was 0.3 of a second faster last. They crest the hill then. It is Alex Lowe's at the head of the field, but his team partner and race 1 winner, John Catelli, still only narrowly ahead of Garrett Gerloff, further back into the points in 9th position and ahead of Scott Redding. And in fact, so Bautista 3 for 8. At the start of lap 5, he thunders down the inside, and with another new fastest lap of the race from Ray, he assumes the lead. Lowe's will try to go
seconds a lap faster than the race leaders, but he's got 10 seconds to make up.
Yes, but hope that this race comes to him. 7 seconds is the gap to make up to your race leader. How long will he get? How long will it take him? How close on Loris Baz? It shouldn't
have been 10 seconds back. Last time around, pulled back that 2 seconds. So it sets the race leaders, but he needs to make clean, fast moves to get through.
Bautista then the man to watch on lap 5 of 10. The leaders have settled things. Garrett Gerloff, Bautista still on the mark, has now got through on Loris Baz for the Gardner Straight here in Phillip Island.
Yeah, the full pit straight to make up, but for Alvaro Bautista last time around only made up a few tenths of a second because he had to make that move on the jump.
And he's already made a second with Vieque and should be with him by the end of this, your podium trio. John Alex Lowe's now beginning to drop out of contention over a second down on Top Rack in third.
Already on this lap, though, Alvaro Bautista's picked up 6 seconds between himself and Jonathan Rea.
Alvaro Bautista then having made there. It's all about Bautista now coming through the field. 6.8 the gap to the race leader. That's worth keeping it up to P6. And now he's got the margin to cover.
Lap, it's going to be down to around 5 seconds by the end of it. So for Alvaro Bautista,
Top Rack Razgatlioglu with a new line to start lap 7. Bautista now 5 seconds behind this fight between Rea and Razgatlioglu. Both of these two.
For Alvaro Bautista, he still has to just try and keep his head down, try and keep himself.
Moment for Jonathan Rea. Sorry, Steve. Big moment there for Jonathan Rea as he defends the race lead against Top Rack Spaz and Xavi Vierge up into 6th. Gerloff, he's got so much better. The two Yamahas is to hold up Bautista as long as through turn number 10. Razgatlioglu is your new race leader, but it's Alvaro Bautista who is the man to watch from 5th position. He's got that gap now down. What a race this has been once again. Phillip Island always leads the way from Jonathan Rea by 0.2 of a second. Alex Lowe's less than 2 seconds behind. He's going to be the next man under pressure because Al Schultz is your podium trio for the first time.
And right now it's just about trying to make sure he's able to make us being able to get that drive onto the 2 corners.
He's still a second, 2 seconds a lap faster than your race leaders, and the gap is now down to just 3 seconds. It was bold from Bautista to go for a slick tyre on the grid. It left him.
Not the right word. He's the guy that took the gamble, and he's the guy that had to make it work in those first few laps. But right now he's just got.
Yesterday afternoon, remembering how swiftly a second away from your race leader, and it smiles in the Ducati pit box because that mistake coming through on the other two bigger line than Rea, and through he comes for 2nd place. And now on the pickup from the turn, he might be able to make it 2 moves in those intermediate tyres on which his Pata Yamaha is short and done.
Yeah, for Alvaro Bautista, just trying to pick his moment now at this stage. This is it.
And Alvaro Bautista outside now of Top Rack Razgatlioglu. Bautista with the recover tyre strategy, and it's paid off over. Bautista has made it possible. He's got a lap to go now to sail off into the distance, but Bautista, barring errors, cannot surely be beaten from here.
No.
In the opposite direction to their rivals directly around them. Interest as rounding out the last of those provisional points paying positions. We're deep now into the final lap. It's a fight for 2nd place. Jonathan Rea's got the gap back down to less than
turn 10 for Jonathan Rea. He's going to be able to come, considering he's got that wet front and injury.
This is worth travelling halfway across the world, Melbourne, and it has been worth it thus far with a brilliant race 1 and a brilliant Tissot Superpole race as well. Last of Razgatlioglu has it covered, and that should now be your podium trio. Bautista, a bold decision from him on the start line to fit the slick tyres. He was the only one of the leaders to do so. He dropped back out of the top 10, take a stunning victory in the final Tissot Superpole race of 2020. The line, Alex Lowe's is best of the rest in 4th position. Disappointment for him because he would have fancied his chances. Locatelli in the end. Ducati, the outcome of Razgatlioglu there taking 2nd place ahead of Jonathan Rea. Lap 1, Steve, he'd lost 7 seconds, and we were thinking, well, if he loses 7 seconds a lap for the first 2 or 3 laps, he's going to be neutralised as a threat. It was outstanding, and he was pulling back 2 through on Top Rack Razgatlioglu.
From Alvaro and from Ducati, they rolled the dice into the pits, made a change, and he's able to get rewarded with a 2nd row start for race 2.
From him, but you don't often see a rider starting in the pit lane and come through yesterday afternoon that obviously convinced Bautista that was the way to go.
Yeah, and for Bautista to take the gamble on this is a really impressive performance. You've still got to make all those clean moves. You can't afford to give up any time from Alvaro, and I'd say he enjoyed that last lap.
Yes, afternoon. Result in full then, and I think it would take a week to go through what happened to every scene, not making the progress that he might have hoped. So he finishes as clear of Jonathan Rea, so can't be caught in race 2 this afternoon. That settles silver and bronze for the 2022 World Championship round in terms of Michael Ruben Rinaldi. In the Manufacturers' Championship, Yamaha and Ducati pulling clear. Axel Bassani has often had struggles in the Superpole race format, and it did, but IT Racing Ducati won the team's award for 2022. They're 81 clear of Pate. As for the independent team, still just 2 points between GRT Yamaha for those independents. Tissot Superpole Award winner is named now for 2022, and then it's 97 days before we go Australian round in just 3 hours' time.